Hey guys, thank you for having me. Welcome to tonight's mathematics online lesson. In tonight's lesson of mathematics, we're going to be looking at matrices. What are matrices? Matrices are rectangular arrays of numbers. This is an example of a matrix. So when you say matrix, you mean singular, and when you say matrix, you mean plural. So when you say matrix, that's plural, and when you say matrix, that's singular. So matrices are determined by, matrices are made up of rows and columns. I guess you must be wondering what rows and columns are, or where the rows and the columns are located. So these are the rows, and these are the columns. So a matrix is made up of rows and columns. The other thing is that the order of a matrix is determined by the number of rows and columns. So when you're asked to state the order of a matrix, you count how many rows and how many columns you have. And remember, you always start with the rows. So we have some matrices here. Let's try and identify the orders of these matrices. So the first thing we must do is identify the number of rows. So how many rows do we have? We have two rows. And how many columns do we have? We have 3 columns. It can be written like this or like this. 2 by 3 or yeah. Then the second one, how many rows do we have? We have 3 rows. How many columns do we have? We have 1 column. Okay, so that's about rows and columns and the order of matrices. So the other thing that we're going to look at is the transpose of matrix. So the transpose of matrix is simply the process when rows become columns and columns become rows. What do I mean? Let's look at an example. So in the exam, they'll give you questions like transpose matrix A or transpose matrix B. So in this case, we have A. A is equals to, as you can see, this is what is in the rows. So we can just state the order of this matrix. So we have 2 rows and 3 columns. Okay. So we've been asked to transpose this matrix. So I said transposing a matrix is simply swapping, making the rows the columns and making the columns the rows. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, this is what I mean. So the first row becomes the first column and the second row becomes the second column, vice versa. So 3, 4, 7, 8, 2, 6, and you're done. You have transposed this matrix. You have transposed matrix A. Okay. In other cases, they can ask you to do the opposite. They can ask you to take it back. And that's very simple. You just rewrite it the way it was. But they won't show you how it was in the beginning. They'll just give you a transposed matrix and then tell you to take it back to normal. Okay. So they can give you something like B transpose is equals to 7, 4, 5, 3. Okay. Then they ask you to find B. Find B. So in order for you to find B, you just do the opposite. Okay. So we can state this matrix, the order of this matrix. So how many rows? We've got 1, 2, 2 rows. And how many columns? We've got 1, 2. We've got 2 columns. So this is a 2 by 2 matrix. So in order for you to find B, you just your rows become your columns and your columns become your rows. You just do the opposite. So in this case, it's going to be like this. Okay. And you're done. That's how you find such equation. Okay. So we've come to the end of our lesson. We're looking at matrices and transpose of a matrix. So we said matrices are determined by rows and columns. So even when you're asked to state the order of a matrix, you also have to identify your rows and columns. The rows and columns will help you to identify the order of the matrix. So, and you must consider that you're supposed to start with the rows. Always you're supposed to start with the rows in order for you to state your matrix. So we've come to the end of our lesson for tonight. Looking forward to seeing you in my next lesson.